Hiya, Warriors. Hello, traders. It's 11:02 a.m. EST time for Mike and me. Mike, today started off as the kind of day that you love when both your shorts are working and your longs are working. I know you shorted AMD yesterday and took some in,
Something
and that
big.
you were going and you were long Newmont and some other gold shares
Still have.
based upon wise guy action. Nice trading, brother.
Thank you, sir.
So the dollar has made a new low. A lot of people are talking about, us getting under 103. I wouldn't be chasing the weakness in the dollar. I'd be waiting for some type of recovery, maybe back towards 104.50. If it goes, I guess it's going to go without me. And this has really sparked the gold, which I thought was going to top up here around 2025, and here we are trading over 2030. Silver just now trying to make a new high, actually acting a little weaker. I have to say, looks like we might be getting a breakout in some of these markets. Here's GDX. So today looks like a breakout day in GDX, right? Even BTG, which has been dogging it. Pretty nice day. You say, what am I doing here? I own some of this. I'll keep what I have. I'm not going to chase. I still think I'll have a chance to buy a little weakness. Here's AG, which is threatening a falling wedge breakout and its 200-day moving average. I think I'll wait for a pullback here. Sometimes these pullbacks don't come, but um, it's not my style to just chase something like this. This breakout was great in Fortuna. This is the one that led the way. Still think I'll have a chance to buy it maybe 330, 310. And the only thing I could think of that would bring down gold now is it doesn't look like it'll be yields, and the dollar is supporting it. So maybe it's going to be some type of peace deal in Ukraine that might. I hear that Putin's more serious than ever. They're losing 1,000 guys a day.
Well, maybe it's just maybe it's every fund manager underinvested trying to chase anything they can to have on the books.
I think that you were talking about that last week, and they are. I mean, when the dollar is under pressure, everything else has a tailwind.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying when I look at the euro here, um, it looks we're over the 61.8 level, which was 109.60 a little bit, but I wouldn't chase euro here. I still think that there's going to be one more break before the dollar really collapses. So if that happens, it's going to pressure some of the things that are accelerating to the upside today. So I think that's about it. Just maybe touch on yields, TLT. So I've been thinking for a few days or a week now that TLT, that this rally was finishing. I still think that. I wouldn't chase bonds either.
No.
Here, I'd wait for a pullback. And now I want to know why you chose AMD to get short yesterday. What was the reason?
Uh, just never made a new high. Just was not, I was always judging it against the futures as GLD makes a new high. It just never. It just I you know what, Coach? You boil it down to maybe it didn't work, but it boiled down to a lot of years of trading. Maybe it was feel more than anything. I
Okay.
mean, you had given the Apple fade and the Nvidia fade. I
Yeah.
saw both. It's not like I still could have made money in them if I wanted to short. It was just I felt it was I don't know. I really can't
Okay.
articulate it. I don't.
And there is something called trader intuition, okay, that develops as you've put in thousands of hours of screen time. So, you can almost kind of feel it like tape readers, Mike. Remember tape readers? All they do is look at the tape and get
I
a
was
feel from the
that
tape.
I was best at tape reading. That's when market makers was a little human being that had human
Right,
characteristics, and
right.
human characteristics are easier to pick up than uh, electronic characteristics. I mean, there was a gentleman I got on the train with that was a market maker. He literally controlled his, so I used to read. Some people like whole numbers. Some people like, the market used to trade in eights. Some people just, once it trades 7/8, it'd go through a whole number and trade in eight. There were patterns, and it was easier that way. To be honest, I was a great listen. I'll be straight up. I'm humble and self-deprecating, but I was a very good tape reader.
Okay, well, you know what? What a month. Okay, that's all I could say is, we went from there's a monthly on the S&P closing. I mean, what do we have? One more day or two more days in the month?
Oh, there's the spaghetti again. There it is.
Oh yeah, there's spaghetti. Well,
The spaghetti game.
here, you think we're just going to blow through 4,600 here, Mike?
No,
No, you think we're going to
no. I
stall up?
think that I think first of all the indices are irrelevant.
Interesting.
If you look at today, you think the market was up 1,000 points, but you have a lot of these, the Magnificent Seven pulling back a touch, but you still
Yeah.
have stocks. Real, I mean, it's just incredible. You know what? Some stocks that are acting well and making sense are keep going. Uh,
Okay.
and
So,
you're gonna when the market does pull back, you'll see a little bit of separation. Although now they're really squeezing things very hard. The garbage is coming up now, like Lyft and Plug. You know what I mean? You're seeing a
okay.
lot of garbage being told. There's as Nvidia's down, as Google's down, Apple's up 70 cents, and there's a lot of garbage going up now. Sans gold.
Okay. And I was looking at Meta, which has been one of the stronger Magnificent Sevens.
Mm-hmm.
And see this? I mean, it looks heavy to me too.
Sure.
So a lot of what got us here, they're starting to put in momentum divergences.
But coach, it's also just one day away from the small caps pulling back or oil dumping and then those resuming. Every flag that came down like that resumed.
Yeah, so here's a lot of people have turned positive on Russell,
Yeah,
IWM. I don't see anything wrong with this chart. I mean, it's a huge gap that we left. This was a CPI when the dollar broke down. So again, if you trade stocks, you have to watch the dollar because it's been a big influence on different sectors, especially miners, and it can be a real good tailwind for small caps. So you want a weaker dollar. And in fact, Mike, I think this dollar thing, and even though I'm looking for a recovery, I just want to be long, like Euro. If I had a chance to buy it back down here around 107 and a half, I'm
that's
doing
fair.
it.
Absolutely.
I think there's a long-term bear market in the dollar that's going to take us well under 100. That'll be like the first stop here, but I'm thinking 90s and eventually maybe even mid 80s. So if you have something like this about 1,400 points in the dollar from where we topped recently at 14 would be 93 right down here. So, there's plenty of room. You're not late, but tactically you're late. So you have to wait tactically to get positioned. And I think there'll be one more chance back over 104 to 104.50 to short the dollar. A lot of this is month end, Mike, right? We
I don't
getting
know,
some
coach. The news just came out. China just came out with news why the golds are really going up here. Uh,
what they
China
say.
is set to boost its dominance in renewable energy markets across developing Asian countries uh, as Beijing turns away from financing emissions-heavy investment abroad. A new report, the Nikkei, it's moving the stocks right now pretty dramatically. Whether you want
Okay,
to call it a short squeeze or whatever, but that's a catalyst.
okay. So China, they've been huge buyers of gold for a
That's
long
correct.
time. So I want to turn over the screen to you and see what you're looking at today. And I know you're a little bit under the weather.
They got me. I got the COVID. They got me. The first time
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, my screen. Hold on a second. Let me get my screen going. Okay, share screen, share screen, share screen. Here's my screen. Okay, this is what we have going. A stock like AFRM, good news, had holiday sales. Did the shake and bake this morning. Got everybody out this morning right here, and then continuing to go higher. Positive news out of the season, if you will. What else do we have moving here? Other Square, I just shorted it. Enough is whoa. Look at that. I love time and sales. Look at that, coach. I love that. Square, I just shorted. Enough is enough. It's up because AFRM. Here is Square. I think it's a little bit overdone. Here's Square daily. I went to the weekly. It's also resting against the 50-day, which is the weekly, which is not only is the 50-day and the daily important to me, the weekly is 62.88. I took a shot. I shorted a bunch of it here at the top. Let's see what it comes in. Do I think it's going back to zero? No. Maybe it dips below the 200-day, which is 61.20, gets people out. I'll be out of it. Maybe it goes back above the 200-day. But right now, I certainly think that Square on the RSI, and I am trading. I haven't shorted one thing lately on this whole thing going up. RSI, like I've stayed away from.
I know it's very interesting all the way up. I mean, we do these twice a week unless something comes up. And this is the most I've heard you talk about the other side of the market in a while
Well, thank
because
God,
you
because I
weren't
didn't.
fighting the tape. Yeah, thank God. No, you know what? Just thank your experience
Well, maybe
for
you
doing
will,
that.
but I'm
So
just getting a little feel of it. Square, some
yeah,
things have, some things. This is another one I'm short. I'm short Walgreens, WBA. Now hold on a second. Settings. Where's my position? Position info. I'm short 22,000 Walgreens. It's not like I'm trying to buy here. Look at
yeah,
this. Every time it did this triple,
yeah.
there was the RSI was. How can I not be short this? It's a retailer. Here's CVS. I mean, it's in the right sector. I've stayed away. You know what? Gap stores. How about this one? I shorted Gap this morning. Made a nice short. There you go. I was shorted overnight. I came and I covered it all.
What's the main time frame you day trade off of, Mike?
It depends if I'm against the market or with the market. If I'm
Against it.
against the market, well, it's a craft, if you will. If you're trying to do something like that against the market, you have to have a plan on the downside to get out, or else that could a plethora of things could happen. Small positions turn into big losers. You're going against the trend. You're poisoning your account by going against, when you're missing other things. But that, I just try to I really, what? I try to go by volume and price action right away. Maybe I should have been buying it on the dip. That was the hard money. How about another one? CF. Look at the CF came in today.
Yeah.
Yesterday it broke down with good volume. I thought it was going to go down. I thought CF daily. It's in the right sector. CF, here it is. I thought it still could be. Maybe it does go to 65, but you know what I mean. I did
Yeah.
take a nice trade on it. I covered it all at 64.80. I looked up, now it's 75.80. It still might go back to 73, but then I'd have to make the dollar back where I didn't cover it and took money off the table.
Okay.
So anyway, what am I doing now?
Good COVID trading, Mike.
You know what? The best trading coach is when you're hungover and stuff like that. You know that. Or I don't know if she
I
said
don't
that.
know.
Well, okay.
All
All
right.
right, so here we go. Tesla, Meta's acting well, Nvidia still not acting. Micron was the canary in the coal mine. They pre-announced or had bad news this morning. Stock closed at 77. Pre-market, it was like 72 pre-market. It was down
Wow.
$5 Micron. Somebody was
Right.
smart enough to buy it at 21-day, but that bounced nicely. Normally, if Micron pre-announced it was down $5 pre-market, it would have wiped out everything. It was just a reason to take things up. Coin, still going higher. How you doing? There you go, coin. That's not a square. There's a difference between square and coin, and I'm not doing coin. Mara, same thing. MARA.
Getting
Above
a
all,
getting a nice little pop in oil today, Mike.
yeah, well, that's
And
okay.
they've been under pressure, so they coming back. Yeah, Schlumberger. See it.
Dislop, there's a Chevron. I mean, Chevron,
Yeah.
okay. That's going to take a little bit of that wore off a little bit better. But Exxon, what do you do? ConocoPhillips, acting well. There were coach
That,
Oxy. There are
yeah.
different moves in different sectors at the beginning. Even golds and oils. There are.
Right.
Would you buy? I mean, do they want to put EOG on the books at the end of the year? I don't know. It's oils. I'm looking as oils. I'm looking as macro, coach. I'm looking at the oil. To me is the same as a dollar. It's in no man's land. You know what I mean? I got the levels. I'm aware, but that's it. You know what I mean? And the other
Okay,
things. Let's go.
Cameco still surging or
No, not
topping?
really. No, it's still going in there.
Been just kind of grinding here
Yeah.
for,
I
yeah.
mean, stocks like this SYM, stocks there are some sexy stocks still go. The stock was 44, rested. Now it's 59. Elf Beauty Supply sitting on a huge spring move here. I wouldn't short it. Uh, what else? As you know, Roku. I'm actually short a little bit that way.
Microsoft at new highs.
Yeah,
Uh,
there it is.
and there's no what are wise guys doing on a strong day like this?
We'll show you.
The way everything came back.
We'll show you. Bill bullish. Woof. They're buying dogs. X. General Motors. General Motors. GME. As I said before, I posted on TradeGATEHub. They're buying the garbage. They're buying GameStop. We know it's going to go up. They're buying Plug. Watch. Run. They're buying Vodafone, which is a dog. Believe me, punch it up. It's an $8 stock. They're even buying Plug.
DraftKings.
SNBR seeing a hedging for a short squeeze. They're just playing on shorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it runs, they're trying to play it. I don't see Twilo bullish. You know the news. They're going to December 1st. When's that? Today? No, like next week, whatever.
Yeah. Not a lot of time conviction there.
No,
All right.
Square bullish. So
Yeah.
December 29th, you're okay. PayPal seeing more speculative squeeze. So they see, that's what they do. They're trying to they see this AFRM up, which is the payment processor. So they'll take up PayPal. They'll take up even I saw calls are going off on SoFi, believe it or not.
Well, you were seeing a lot of option call sweeps in the golds the last couple of days, haven't you?
I said I
They
saw
were
SA.
spot on.
SA I saw. SA was right here. 1136. GOLD. All over the tape. AEM. AEM, I said it all week, coach. He's right here.
Yeah. They look great.
KGC is my biggest position. It's a dog. Well, it's not a dog, but there's the daily, there's the weekly. I wanted to rest over this weekly 200 day. Hopefully, I can see 8, but I have a good 6 figures of it. Not gonna lie. What else do I have? GDX. Oh, GDX was the calls, coach. Now we looked at this one and it was a laggard. It still is. Oh, now look at that.
Yeah. See the Head and Shoulders?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice trading.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you want to wrap it with?
Well, coach, listen, this is what I wanted to say basically. I'll go to the TradeGATEHub TradeView Market site, is this. And it's basically a long-term, believe it or not, a longer-term view. There's not there. Yes, there is some Fed speak today, and something happened with maybe some China news. But aside from a couple of earnings that still have to trickle through, probably to do tomorrow or tonight, and tonight, which we'll post if not already. I just don't see many. There's not really. It's basically free sailing with the market in proper rotation. I don't see any major macro catalysts in terms of economic data or anything coming on from here until the end of the year. What brought this market up to begin with in the first place was not only that CPI. We brought it up, and I've done a lot of my due diligence since then, Coach. Was that CPI? But that same day, they had a bond
Auction.
a well below bond auction, which created a lot more liquidity in the market. And that, from what I understand, and I'll quote me on this, the next one is going to be maybe the first week or second week in January. So until then, there's still liquidity in the market. You're still seeing it with these lows on the VIX.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's my end of the year. Indices not so much. Stock trading. I'm not going to really end of the year positioning. I'm going to have to. I'm letting things go. I'm just, you got to be aware. It's pricing and pivot. I'm not going to say it's definitely not something to say like, oh, an A and F is up too much, I'm going to short it just because it's up too much. This thing hasn't even started. It probably like this. This thing probably, and I shorted it, in the right time. when volume comes in, but this is not even done yet. Something like this. Gap stores. Now, you know what? Somebody's going to say, why are you not in Gap stores? The stock pulls back to 18 within the next month. Somebody's going to want to buy this to put on the books that it's up 50% the last quarter. You know what I mean?
What a difference a month makes. In a New York minute, everything can change.
Right.
Amazing.
It is.
So and you've traded it well, Mike.
Listen, I could
We'll
listen.
see.
I could have traded it better, but I could have. I am not. There are a lot of people. A lot of people are. It's going to take people a lot longer to get through this mix here, putting their egos aside, and a lot of people got damaged. You know, a lot of the smart people did. The dumb people just keep buying up every day. I don't even
Yeah.
mean that dumb. The
No.
smart
Yeah.
people.
How about dividing it demographically? Because I think it's true. The guys that have been in the business for 20, 30 years, they're the more cautious people because they've seen some negative cycles. Whereas the guys that have been trading 10, 20 years, they say, well, okay, boomer, but buy the dip. Okay. So they're not
Coach,
cautious, they're aggressive.
the reason why this move was made like this, because it was not clear, or else it would never would have done it. If it was predictable, there would have been hedge. It would have been the biggest moves are made when they're not expected,
Right.
or else they wouldn't move that much. Everybody would be in it. Nobody knew this. I didn't
Great
know
point.
this.
Great point.
I just
All
adapted
right.
a little bit earlier. So we'll leave it at that.
All right, Mike. Well, feel better, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice work over the last 30 days. I'm glad for you, and everyone really should be coming into the room. It's free, and look at the content that's posted there. And Mike lays it all out there, so you could coattail some of his stuff. Never
Well,
take anyone's trades blindly, but yeah, if you watch him for a while, you'll see what I'm talking about.
well, you know what? I appreciate the coach, and you know what? You will, because I will say this: that a lot of the people that I teach, I am known for articulating and teaching well. And by the way, maybe not the best plan, but I can teach to the basis where you can develop your own plan off that. It's a good foundation. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to start doing more videos in the morning, more watch lists, so people when they come in, they could look at what I was planning on doing in the morning, not necessarily a recap of what was going on. I have to feed something a little bit more, because right now this is mostly educational, except for what I'm going to do maybe later in the day or in the morning. But I want to start doing things where it gets people going, what I have my eyes on, so then I can pontificate, or however you want to articulate it, by 11 o'clock comes, how if they worked or not, and then go from there. So look for
Okay.
more of that.
Well, I have your time spot tomorrow for our interview with Andre. I called you about it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
He's the founder of the Burb Nest. Ever
Okay.
hear of it?
I
Burb
told you I
Nest
did.
guy?
I did.
Okay.
I
All
heard
right.
that, not the name.
Okay. So he'll be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in and, maybe
Great
you could
catch, by the
go.
way, coach. Great call.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mike, and everyone. Good hunting the rest of the day.
Okay, thanks, guys.
And
Cheers, coach. We'll see you on Thursday or
yep.
tomorrow. Tune in.
Okay, buddy.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Mike Venezia, everyone.